Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Mushkan Singh Wali and I am 11 years old, level 1 student at Rehan School Online Academy. So today we had a special guest. Her name is Sir Adnan. So today we are going to know about her life journey, about her goals, and about her about him. So let's start our interview. So hello, how are you?
Fine, thank you very much. Thanks for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here with you.
Welcome. So first of all, can you please give your short introduction?
My name is Adnan Siddiqui, and I was born and raised here in Karachi. And I went to college here, went to NED. After I graduated from NED, actually, I went to Adamji College for intermediate. Then I went to NED. From NED, after I graduated, I went to States. That was way back in 1985. And in the States, I did my master's and MBA, and I started my PhD. I worked for Hewlett Packard company for about 20 years. I was a senior director of R&D with them when I left HP and then joined Amazon Robotics. After I took my retirement, I started an organization called the Startup Council in Seattle, and it started helping young people start their startups. In 2020, actually in 2019, I stumbled over an organization called Easy Shifa. They are working on healthcare system in Pakistan, and I'm also an angel investor. So they were asking me to invest in Easy Shifa, and when I started looking into that, what I found out about 150 million people in Pakistan don't have access to healthcare, and about 100 million people each year go through major financial stress because of the medical bills. So I
Yeah.
am and so in 2022 I decided to come to Pakistan and started building healthcare organization with Easy Shifa with a mission to make quality healthcare accessible and affordable for everybody. If you're speaking, your mic is mute and I cannot hear you.
Okay, thank you so much for giving your short introduction. So now my first question with you is that which country are you from?
So as I said, I was born and raised in Karachi. So by birth, I'm a Pakistani, but then I lived in the States for USA, so I'm a US citizen.
Okay. So now my next question with you is that what brings you to our country?
So the reason I came back, as I mentioned earlier, about 150 million people don't have access to healthcare, and about 100 million people file for bankruptcy in Pakistan because of the medical bills. And I thought with the help of technology, we can solve this problem. We have a very, very myopic focus. What we are trying to do is we are trying to bring the cost out of healthcare, and that cost, if we bring the cost down, more and more people will be able to afford healthcare, and that's the reason I came back to Pakistan.
Okay, so now my next question with you is that how long have you been living here?
So, as I mentioned earlier, in 20, 21, 22, 2022, I came to to Pakistan. And since then, I spend about 80% of my time here in Pakistan.
Okay, so now my next question is that can you tell me about your life journey?
So, as I said earlier, right? So I was kind of born and raised in Pakistan, in Karachi. There's a school called Aga Khan, uh, Prince Karim Aga Khan Third School on Karimabad at Karimabad. That's where I went to school. And after 10th grade, I went to Adamji College. And after Adamji College, I went to NED, graduated from NED, and from NED, I went to States. Uh, Before going to NED, actually, I spent some time at Fauji Fertilizer in, uh, in Dharki and close to Rahim Yar Khan. Then, after working there for a year, I went to States where I did my master's. And first company that I worked with was Whirlpool. Your mic is mute, so I cannot hear you. I see you're talking.
Okay, okay. Yeah, okay. So my next question with you is that what do you do for work?
So there's a company called Easy Shifa, and I am managing that company right now, working as a chief operating officer for that company, and we are transforming healthcare system in Pakistan. And the level of transformation is very, very myopic. What we are trying to do is building an ecosystem where the cost of healthcare is where everybody can afford healthcare. That's what we are working on.
Okay. So now my next question with you is that what was your childhood like in your country?
Uh, the, in those days, I think that Karachi was a little different. I was basically a sports person uh, when I was in Al Khan School. I was the captain of the in 10th grade. I was the captain of the basketball team and the volleyball team. I played uh, field hockey, cricket, uh, table tennis. Almost the same thing when I went to Adamji School. When I was in NED, I was in the swimming team, hockey team, basketball team, and the volleyball team. So I was basically more of a sports person than anything else. In those days, Karachi was a whole lot different. You could, I could, you can go pretty much anywhere without fear of being robbed and stabbed and all that good stuff that's going on right now. But I had a very wonderful, good family. I have five sisters, a brother. My parents were very kind of open-minded, uh, middle-class family.
Okay, so now my next question with you is that what was your dream when you were young?
So uh, I don't know if I was a kind of dreamer type person. I There were no role models when I was growing up that you have to dream big, you have to make a difference in the world. I knew that we have to do things ethically, which kind of I see in these days missing. Uh, I I wanted to be. I have always been hardworking. I kind of knew that. Even when I played sports, I spent a lot of energy, a lot of time getting good at it. And I think that showed when I tried to do anything else in life. So, just a piece of advice for young people: there are three C's that one should remember if you want to be successful in life, right? One is uh, commitment, consistent, and collaboration. So, uh, commitment, concentration, and collaboration. So, one is when you decided to do something, you should decide to do it for a long period of time. Don't do things for 2 months, 3 months, 6 months. Think about 2, 3, 4 years. That's one. Just have to do it. That's commitment. Then concentration, when you're doing something, you should be 110% focusing on that. Don't do half-ass. Okay, ये भी हो रहा है, this you can't do this or doing that. Don't do that. Just focus on it. And the last third one is collaborate. You cannot learn everything by yourself. You have to talk to people, learn from them, and collaborate with them. So if you do these three things, you will be successful. Nowadays, I'm seeing in a young generation, uh, they lack some of this, not all of it.
Okay, so thank you so much for sharing these all things. So now my next question with you is that did you always want to travel to other countries?
Oh, I forgot one thing. When I was young, before I joined NED, I joined Merchant Marine and I sailed. In those days, I don't know if some of you remember, there was a company called Gokul Shipping, very, very popular in Pakistan in those days. That was way before even you were born. I joined that company and sailed for 2 years. And in those 2 years, I traveled. What were the numbers? Numbers were like 23 countries, 63 cities, 64,000 miles, and 4 continents in 2 years. That was an extremely, extremely good, valuable experience that I gained. Since then, I have traveled to about 37 countries and I uh, lived in about 5 countries so far. I've lived in Pakistan, of course, then States, then Canada, Taiwan, China, and so these are the countries where I have lived so far.
Okay, thank you so much for sharing about this. So now my next question with you is that what inspired you to more what inspired you to more abroad?
So I am right now. My current mission is to help people, those who cannot help themselves. A lot of people cannot afford healthcare, so I am working on helping getting them healthcare. Right, the company called Easy Shifa. Uh, I feel like right now that's my calling. As I said earlier, right, I was a sports person. I was not in in academia. I was just hardworking. Somehow, if you're talking to me, your mic is mute.
Okay. So my next question with you is that what are some important lessons you are learned in your journey?
Mhm. So, I think for young people, I would say most important part, we don't understand the value of integrity, honesty. We talk about Islam a lot, but we really don't understand what Islam is asking us to do, right? So that's the most important part is one must be ethical. One must be ethical. And other part is, and being ethical means you should honor your commitments. You should not deliberately mislead people and say make statements which are are not true, right? So those are the basic fundamental things that one must remember. And this is what my learning is, and that's what I would like the young people to remember. Ethics is a very, very important part. Uh, we most of us in Pakistan, don't understand. At the highest level, I'm telling you, I have met people, they don't understand the value of ethics. And once we have the ethics right, then the country will turn on its own. We don't have to do a whole lot. I think what we lack right now is the ethics, and once we get that, then that life will be much better. You're on mute.
Okay, so now my next question with you is, can you please reveal the blueprint behind Ezel Shifa?
So the company's name is EZ Shifa, or right, EZ Shifa. Uh, we are just playing here with the word. The mission, EZ Shifa's mission is that we want to make sure everybody in Pakistan have access to quality healthcare that they can afford. I think this is the most important part, that people should be able to get to healthcare in a timely manner. It's a good quality healthcare and they can afford it. That's our mission. So we are starting from primary care. Once we have covered the primary care, we have 350 clinics in the country so far. We are planning on being 1,000 by the end of next year. And the total need in the country is about 50,000. Hopefully, we will get there by 2030, 35. And that's when we will have universal healthcare in the country.
Okay, so now my next question with you is that, who has been your biggest supporter in life?
Oh, my biggest supporter in my life was my mom. I mean, she almost always believed in me. She trusted me. She supported me in every way possible. I remember we had a tough time, and uh, she made me the priority, and that was very, very. Uh, I think it was without her, I wouldn't be here. Unfortunately, a couple of years ago, I lost her, and so since then, I've been feel kind of alone or lonely. But my mom was the key stone in my life.
Okay, so now my next question with you is that, what achievements are you most proud of?
I think I would say my biggest achievement in life. Uh, I have been fairly successful, right? I mean, a lot of people try to go to Adamji College in Pakistan for intermediate. Somehow I got in there. Uh, in those days, 30,000 students used to take 12th grade exam, and there were only one or two universities in Karachi, at least at the time. Adamji, sorry, uh, NED was one of them, and the Dawood College was the other one. And they each had like 200 seats out of 30,000. Somehow I was lucky enough to get in there, right? So I was very fortunate. Then everybody who graduates from NED wanted to go to USA, and only 10% of the people can get there. And I was lucky enough to get there. Everybody who gets to USA try to work for Fortune 50 companies. I was very fortunate enough to get there to work for Fortune 50 companies in USA. After all that, what happened was, uh, now I'm working with Easy Shifa and with a mission, and this is my biggest accomplishment, and this is my biggest fear, because I will be asked someday that we give you all these opportunities, we give you the education, we give you the experience, we give you the money, we give you the the knowledge, and now it's your turn to play ball and give back to society. So right now, my biggest achievement is, although I have 20 patents to my name, international IPs, but uh, I think that is not significant. The most significant thing I'm doing right now is trying to help the healthcare system in Pakistan.
Okay, So thank you so much for explaining these all things. So now my next question with you is that can you please explain primary care?
So healthcare, right? So when you there
No,
are
I'm asking can you please explain primary care?
yes, that's right, right. So that's where I'm heading, right? So let's just start with healthcare and try to. Healthcare has two or three levels. The first level is primary care, then you have the secondary, and then the tertiary, right? So just in a layman's language, when you get a cold or a fever, you go to the doctor. That's primary care. And when the doctor see the fever or whatnot, your condition gets a little serious, you go to emergency care, right? That would, or the talk to a consultant, right? That's when it becomes the uh, what do you call this thing? The secondary care. If somebody by unfortunately has to go to the hospital, now we are looking at the tertiary care. So the very first part of your healthcare system is primary care, and that's what Easy Shifa is focusing on.
Okay, thank you so much. So now my next question with you is that what motivates you to keep going every day?
The fear that I will be asked that you were given the education, the opportunities, the money, and the time to help humanity. And I want to be able to say that I did my best and I was able to make a difference. And that's what drives me today.
Okay, thank you so much. So now my next question with you is what challenges did you face in your own country?
Well, I mean, I adopted USA as my country, and in USA, you can say whatever, but it's really, if you are not born and raised there, uh, you are still a foreigner. I mean, I lived there for 40 years, still a foreigner. And first generation immigrants, they go through a lot. So culture, the language, and one of the problems we faced was I grew up in Pakistan, so we had different values, different culture, and so adopting that, compromising a few things, and then getting to settling somewhere in the middle was the challenging part. It was not that easy.
Okay. So now my next question with you is that what is the meaning of startup?
I'm sorry, what is what?
Yeah, I'm asking that what is the meaning of startup?
Main office status. I don't understand the question. I'm sorry. Elaborate a little bit.
I asked that what is the meaning of startup?
Minimal startup.
Yes.
Are you talking about what Easy Shifa startup is, or I what's a minimal startup?
I asked that what is yeah, I asked that what is the meaning of startup?
Um, Minimal startup is when you start look trying to solve a problem, right? That is going to impact somehow your community. It doesn't have to be impact. It doesn't have to impact the world, but if you, as long as you're impacting your community, your society, your country, your city, that should suffice.
Okay, so now my next question with you is that can you please explain about entrepreneur?
So entrepreneurship is very a very interesting title or the topic that's coming up. I think being an entrepreneur is something that you, some people say you're born with it. I am not a big fan of that statement. I think you can acquire those skills if you are given the opportunity. uh, Entrepreneurship is a problem that if you start, say, a company, most of the people, let's say, have a job. They need a bare minimum income to survive every month. Most of the people, those who become entrepreneur, are those who have that basic need already met. Either they inherited that, or they have enough savings in the bank account that they can survive for 2 years without any income. And in the process, they start a business and they become entrepreneurs. So we want people to become entrepreneur without any net, any backing, any support. I don't have any money to make my kitchen run, and I want to be an entrepreneur. That becomes very challenging. As compared to that, somebody who comes from a family where it's a joint family system, so three brothers are supporting one brother, and that this one brother goes and struggle for 3 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years to get his business started, and then they go. I think the biggest challenge in becoming an entrepreneur or asking people to be entrepreneur is somehow we need to give them that net, that while they're trying to establish their business, somebody has to have helped them run their kitchen. And once that happens, I promise you, we can convert almost anybody into a good entrepreneur. But the entrepreneurship has its own challenges. You have to learn how to solve problems constantly. You have to be on your toes. You have to constantly solve the problem. There's something broke, something, the supply chain broke, the marketing broke, the administration point broke, financial things broke. All of these things, when they break, entrepreneurs should be able to step in and solve that problem. You're on
Okay,
mute if you're saying something.
yeah. Okay, so now my next question with you is that what struggles did you face when you moved to a new country?
So yeah. So I have, as I said, I moved to from Pakistan. I moved to States. From States, I moved to Taiwan. From Taiwan, I moved to China. From China, I moved back to States in a different city. Then from there, I moved to Canada. Canada, back to States, and then Pakistan. So this has been my journey. Almost anywhere, you have to learn the culture, the language, the norms, and then the biggest part is you have to build your community, the people you know. Every country that I went to, even when I moved back to Pakistan, I didn't know a soul. It was very difficult for me to get to know, besides my family. I had no uh, professional relationships in Pakistan. It took me about 3 4 years to build that network. So the biggest challenge is, I think, but I'm talking about, uh, I moved with enough resources that I didn't have to worry about my food and my day-to-day kitchen stuff. But if somebody moves that they have no money and they move to a country, which I did the first time when I went to States, that's a totally different ball game. It's very challenging. It's very daunting, and I admire people, those who have the courage to do that.
Okay, so now I will say, can you please give an advice to our viewers?
So I think the world is changing very very fast nowadays. It's very difficult, and in 1,000 years ago, 500 years ago, even 200 years ago, the world did not change much. So if you just keep doing what you're doing, and you'll be fine. But nowadays, things are drastically changing almost overnight. So one has to focus on learning. You have to keep educating yourself. You have to keep educating yourself. Unless you keep educating, transforming, and adjusting to the basic needs, you will have a very difficult time in life. But if you are a good adopter, and you can position yourself quickly to the new environment, that'll be the best. The second part is, you have to, again, as I said earlier, you just have to keep learning. Don't forget that if you don't learn, you'll be left behind.
Okay, thank you so much for coming in my show. Your presence means a lot to me. So now we will meet again in an interview. So Allah Hafiz everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.